I have one thought, though, about the Storm LA game. You told me this morning about it, and I was like, when did she watch this game?
I didn't. I was
You're living
in and
lives.
out of consciousness.
You're living lives that I'm not privy to. I'm asleep.
Well, Megan
next
likes to read
you.
at night now, so I have to put my AirPods
Megan's into
on
reading
with my iPad to do anything. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. As you can see, we are home. We are in our studio. It feels good to be back. We just got back from Seattle. We are here for a pretty big weekend for myself. And that's all we're going to say about it because we're going to talk about it later.
Oh,
At another date.
okay.
It's been a lot. A lot of focus has been on me. Our whole live show was about me. There was a whole statue that was about me. It's a lot about me. So the Hall of Fame.
You think
We'll
this
talk
is
about
tough
later.
for you?
Well,
Please.
I have been writing like a lot of speeches. So yeah, I do think it's been harder for me.
It has been. I've been like helping a little bit, and it's been stressing me out.
I know. Have you been helping? This could actually, did I just stumble upon a bicker? When I ask you for help and then you get mad at me?
Okay, I did that. I got a little frustrated one time, but it's because I wasn't, you weren't saying exactly what we wanted.
Actually, I was, and that's what you didn't like it. You didn't agree.
Okay, true. Whoops.
All right, we'll save that for therapy.
We traveled back to New York, which is just like always LOL. I feel like when we travel together, it's just like always something. I'm not going to quite elevate this to bicker level, but when I've gotten up 3 times already to go to the bathroom and I'm sitting in the window, and the second
in the aisle.
And that's what I meant, in the aisle, and the second I sit down and get myself back comfortable, tap, 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 somebody has to go to the bathroom. Unforgivable.
Unforgivable?
Unforgivable.
I can't control when I have
I've gotten up 3 times already.
You know what? You want to know why I'm mad?
Oh, tell me.
I'll tell you why.
Tell me why you're mad.
We should actually tell that story in a second. This is why I'm mad. Because, I didn't notice that you got up. I wasn't monitoring your,
Should have been.
frequency to the bathroom.
Probably 2 of them where you were sleeping.
Exactly. I wasn't paying attention. So then I asked you hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. You immediately got mad, and then you got up and let me out, and you could already see somebody was in the bathroom. So then I had to stand in the aisle.
I didn't even look.
I know. What was that about?
Didn't even look.
Yeah.
The long and the short of the story is that one of our friends has 2 daughters. It was the older daughter's birthday, and so they went to lunch or whatever with their bunkle, which is our friend Boots. And the older one obviously got a little present or whatever.
She got a big doll.
A big doll.
And the younger one got
and
a
the younger one got
doll.
a small doll.
Because, you got to hook the younger one up with a present. I didn't learn that until I had 2 nieces.
Yeah, otherwise it's fits, right?
Oof.
And just out of nowhere, completely
the waitress came over.
Do you want to tell the story?
Kind of. Well,
Have at it.
Do you remember that part, though?
Probably not.
The waitress or waiter, I'm not sure, came over and was taking orders.
That's right.
And so I was like, what do you want? And without being asked, 0 prompt, the younger one just looked at the waitress and went, well, I'm mad because, and proceeded to talk about how her doll was smaller and how it wasn't fair and just unloads. So every now and then we have moments where we go, well, I'm mad because.
Yeah, it's a good callback.
It's a great callback. It's a great setup. Sometimes you don't know how to bring stuff up. You can just jokingly be like, well, I'm mad because.
I'm mad. Oh, we're launching in. Okay. Seattle summer completely delivered. That's all I'll say. Just the weather was absolutely incredible. We've been watching a lot of tennis. I was so sad about Townsend losing. We're going to touch on that. I'm Megan Rapinoe.
And I'm Sue Bird. This is A Touch More. Let's get into it.
Support for A Touch More comes from Icy Hot. It's time for your comeback. An Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm is made to target your troublesome aches and pains, so you can get your body back to moving the way it's meant to. The Massage Balm targets multiple pain receptors to give you next-level pain relief versus menthol-only products. Ice works fast and heat makes it last. Plus, its moisturizing formula includes cocoa butter and avocado oil and leaves your skin feeling soft and hydrated. Don't let pain stand in your way. With Icy Hot, you're so back. Buy Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm online or at a retailer near you. Support for A Touch More comes from Google Pixel and the all-new Google Pixel 10. With Google Pixel's most powerful chip, unbelievable camera quality, and mind-blowing AI with Gemini, there's never been a better time to get outside of your comfort phone. It's got Magic Q, the time-saving feature that gets you the right info when you need it. plus a built-in camera coach that helps guide you on how to take the best pic. And you can generate videos of pretty much anything you can imagine with Gemini. Head to the Google store now to learn more about how Google Pixel never settles.
Topic 1 for our check-in, as Megan said, a little bit of tennis. So the one thing, you've hit the jackpot on our travel. You have now traveled on like 5-6 hour flights having tennis to watch. So last time it was Alcaraz in whatever tournament that was.
Yeah. Wimbledon. The epic
Wimbledon.
5-setter.
Watch that whole this
Sinner
time
was dead and dusted, and all of a sudden he's resurrected back. This is the only time. That's the only time he beat Alcaraz in a final. Are we going to see it this year?
Ooh, foreshadowing. I like that. This time it was Taylor Townsend. So
Yes.
give it to us. What'd you see?
I was watching Taylor Townsend take on Barbora Krejcikova. I was just so sad. Honestly, they kept flipping back from the Alcaraz match because she whomped her. Taylor whomped her in the first set. Like, absolutely got all over, dusted. It was finished so quickly. Gets into the second set, and it's a much tougher battle. But she had her on the ropes a number of times. She had a bunch of match points. Honestly, though, Krejcikova, they were saying this is I'm yesterday years old learning all of this, basically.
So you're just repeating Renee Stubbs.
I'm just repeating
Chris
what
Everett.
they were. Exactly. Obviously, Krejcikova is 2-time Grand Slam champion. So she's like come back from some injuries or something. She's had kind of like a slow year, whatever. She was so good. And you could tell she was kind of like working her way
technique.
back in. But man, I was pulling for Taylor, especially considering all of just the awful comments that Ostapenko made earlier in the tournament and just how well she's been doing. She's world doubles #1. So she's still making inroads there. But I loved that. I was having me a ball watching that game. I was like doing fist pumps and super into it.
You were, which woke me up because I was watching the back of my eyelids for a majority of that
I know.
match.
I kept looking over like, you're missing a
Honestly,
banger.
Sometimes I just hit that plane seat and I'm out.
She go.
But I did have my earbuds in. I did have the game on. And when I woke up, it was the third set. It was competitive. You were fist pumping. There was a lot going on. But all I could hear was, "Let's go, Barbara! Let's go, Barbara!" If anybody watched that on TV, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It was like the one.
Super
she
fan.
had other fans there. But yeah, it
Not
was
many.
a super fan.
Yeah.
And at every moment of silence, he would just come in hot. And they finally put him on TV. I was like, who is this guy? I was actually texting Renee.
Yeah.
I was like, who is this guy? And then they finally caught him and put him on TV.
He was
Honestly, it worked.
He was a Krejcikova.
Imagine the whole place, you're
super
Taylor
fan.
Townsend, the whole place is going for you, you're American. And then in these quiet moments, as you're losing control, you're losing, your footing on this match, and all you hear is, "Let's go, Barbara!"
He was overpowering all the other fans.
And then they went to him. It wasn't what I expected. He had a hat on. He had his like sweater over his shoulders tied like a prep, like a preppy little tie
he was.
stitch.
He's just a puppy little dude.
Oh my God, it was cracking me up. But I was
Yeah.
also like, stop.
Yeah, it was pretty
Shut up.
distracting.
I was distracted.
It was distracting. Also, it was like the crowd was really like just ready on its toes to erupt. But honestly, neither player could really, they had, the second set was like over an hour and a half long. They had a super long tiebreak, like into the 20s. Neither of them could like really gain the momentum. Obviously, Taylor being an American, it was like that crowd was just like ready to erupt. And instead, all we got was "Let's go, Barbara." Or Barbora, whatever.
She needs to bring him everywhere.
Yeah, that was tough. Just another thing, I'm watching Venus Williams. She's just rock and rolling. She lost her singles match.
Yeah.
Nobody even cares. We're not dwelling on that. She's into the doubles and rocking and rolling. Her outfits are great. Her furry bag was amazing. She came out with this other outfit matching head to toe with the visor. Sensational. She's just like crushing.
Yeah.
I just like love the story. I don't have a ton to say about it other
Did
than
you see what Serena posted?
I love
She was
it.
kind of like, wait. It was like the moment where she realized, I don't know if it was really the moment.
she could
but-
come back too.
No. No. I thought even funnier. It's the moment where she sees Venus take the court for doubles. And it was this moment of like, wait, she's doing it without me? Wait,
Hold on.
wait, what?
Sorry.
It was funny.
Who are you in there with?
Yeah.
Because I'm not in there. Oh, that's cute.
But no, something else that you've talked about with the US Open is just how dope it is for the Americans, especially the women, to get to play on home soil, kind of like build these followings?
Oh, it's incredible. It's like such a huge platform. I mean, obviously, Ash is the biggest stadium in the world. I feel like it's probably the coolest stadium in the world. I feel like this is the coolest
Honeydews.
major. Yeah, the
And
Honeydews.
Cocoa Duck fried chicken.
Yeah, I mean, people
caviar.
late nights at the
Saw
night session.
Questlove smashing his last night.
Did
I
you?
was jealous. Yeah, when they panned the crowd, I was like,
Okay, I
oh,
didn't
he's
see
eating
that.
chicken nuggets with caviar.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
No, it's always just such a huge platform for American women to like get trampolined globally, I think. American women obviously are just major players in American tennis. The last time a guy made the finals outside of last year, Taylor Fritz made the final last year, was like 18 years ago. So women, are just like, honestly, carrying American tennis on their back. America. And also, I just love that this in New York, it's such a fun event for the players and for the fans. And I just love that women dominate it. And it is a pleasure to support American tennis here at the U.S. Open.
Heard it here first.
Heard it here first. What kind of tennis player would you be?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Okay. Well, riveting.
A quick one?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd be all over the court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. I think if I went down in the first set, I'd be cooked. The mental toughness is next
Extraordinary.
level. Yeah.
Extraordinary.
I'll come back to that later.
Support for A Touch More comes from Icy Hot. You're resilient. That's how you've gotten through even the most grueling workouts. You keep pushing no matter what comes your way. So the last thing you want are those post-workout pains that hold you back from tackling your next one. But with the right treatment, you can address your aches and injuries and make your comeback. All it takes is a mixture of cooling and warming sensations, plus targeted pain relief. And that's exactly what the Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm offers. It's a round, solid balm made with an easy grip design, so you can work it directly onto the problem area. The massage combined with the Icy Hot formula makes for a powerful, fast-acting pain reliever to soothe your troublesome post-workout joint and muscle aches. The formula contains 2 maximum strength ingredients that target multiple pain receptors. And on top of that, it moisturizes the area with nourishing cocoa butter and avocado oil, leaving your skin feeling soft and hydrated. Don't let pain stand in your way. You've earned your comeback. And with Icy Hot, you're so back. Buy Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm online or at a retailer near you.
Support for A Touch More comes from Google Pixel. Look, it's 2025. You shouldn't be settling for just any old phone. Instead, get outside of your comfort phone with Google Pixel 10. Now, you may already be familiar with Pixel's industry-defining camera, but have you heard about its built-in camera coach that guides you on how to get the best from every shot? Or being able to share your camera in Gemini Live to have a back-and-forth chat about what you're seeing? Or, and this is really cool, video generation with Gemini, which allows you to create videos of practically anything you can imagine simply by describing it. And these are just a small handful of the features that make the Pixel 10 so extraordinary. Head to the Google Store now and learn more about how Google Pixel never settles. Switching gears and sports
Okay.
and moods. Our Storms lost a tough one last night, babe.
You just brought in the gray cloud, did you?
Yeah, a big one.
Yeah. They
Tough.
did. They did. It's not
Talk us
the
through
end
it.
of the world. Well, honestly, the way the whole end of this season is going is so interesting. From spots like Minnesota's locked it up, then spots like 2 to 5, totally up for grabs. Obviously, some are leading and whatnot, but totally up for grabs. And then spots 6 to 9. 8 make the playoffs, so 6 to 9 is even more interesting. That's kind of up for grabs. And it, I mean, they're literally shuffling positions each and every night. What happened for the Storm? Oh, wait, actually, one other factor is somehow, some way, some teams, we'll use the Storm, after last night's game, today's Tuesday, some teams have 2 games left, the Storm. LA, after last night's game, they have 5 games left.
What?
So the way the season ended these last couple weeks, again, some teams have like 3, 4 games, some teams have like 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
So it's really interesting how this is all going to play out.
Yeah.
Super, super spicy. And really what happened with the Storm, they played LA. They had a chance to just create some distance, push LA further down into that 9 spot for the Storm, maybe go up a couple spots. Who knows, depending on how the Fever and the Valkyries do. And instead, they had a 17-point lead in the first half. Instead, ended up losing the game in the last couple minutes, which is just a bummer because what do you always say at the end of seasons in situations like this? It's like, control your own destiny. Control your own destiny, which is really just code for win the games you can win.
Yeah.
And this one felt like it got away from us. And now all we can do is play these last 2 games. Hopefully win them. But if LA wins out, don't quote me on this, I think we tie and LA has the tiebreaker. So it's just, it's not terrible. It's not great. Here we are. There is one game I do have circled.
Oh,
this week.
do tell.
I think by the time this pod comes out, it'll be that night. The Lynx are playing the Aces. There's less, it's less about, for the Aces, they just want to keep winning. It's less about, the Aces can't catch the Lynx. But it is MVP candidate versus MVP candidate. I know you have a lot of thoughts on this, Megan.
I do. I have one thought, though, about the Storm LA game. You told me this morning about it, and I was like, when did she watch this game?
I didn't. I was
You're
in
living
and out
lives.
of consciousness.
You're living lives that I'm not privy to. I'm asleep.
Well, Megan likes
next
to read
you.
at night now, so I have to put my AirPods
Megan's into
on
reading
with my iPad to do anything.
Thank you. for doing that, by the way. Literally, you woke up and you were like, "This is what happened," blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "When in the hell?"
Well, I read
did
about
you watch
it.
this game.
What do you mean? I didn't watch it. I read about it.
okay.
I watched, the game started at 10 p.m. East Coast time. I watched maybe 3 minutes before I fell asleep.
Fair.
But I had my pod in, so I kept like waking up to Dick Fane's voice. They're on a run. I was like, run.
Jesus.
And finally I popped that sucker out. But no, I was in and out of consciousness. I saw like moments. I was like, oh, third quarter, we're still up 8. Oh. And then at the end, there was like 6 minutes left in the game. I happened to wake up. But last but not least, probably like 5 in the morning, I woke up.
Okay.
And the thing was still in my face. So I was like, final score, 91-85. And then I closed it. See what I do for you?
That's insane.
I know. It feels insane.
Oh,
and my
that's
left
so
shoulder's
insane.
starting to hurt because I'm laying on that side.
Oh my gosh.
whole
Okay.
thing.
Anyways, I'm pumped about this game because I feel like we talked about this forever ago. It might have even been like Washington versus Orlando, like early in the season, but it's like one of these games.
Soccer. I was like, Orlando.
Yeah, that
the
you have-
miracle has been gone for a while now.
that you have circled on your calendar. That's just like this game in theory doesn't mean anything. Now, do the Lynx rest players or what? I don't know. Aces obviously probably not. They probably both want to like keep a good vibe going. But this is just one of those games that you circle that technically doesn't mean anything. That means everything. This is for sure between Fee and Asia of like, Fee and Asia want that MVP just as much as the other one, but for different reasons. Asia's like, I am and have been that B. And Fee's like, no, I'm that B. I'm the new B. And Asia's like, no, you're not. That's what's happening in that silent dialogue between them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hope that it delivers because this is the kind of prime time popcorn watching that I want to be a part of. And I just feel like it says something about players who show up in those types of moments and take it personal and are like competitive and like want all the smoke in it. That says something about like their overall stature as a player. And I think these two players in particular want all of that. Proceed.
Shout out. Alex Edelman. Okay. So yeah, we've got MVP races at large. We've got seedings at large. The WNBA playoffs start a couple weeks, September 14th. Honestly, I think the thing that I am looking at the most in these next couple weeks until we know where the seedings are is the New York Liberty. Stewie has come out and said the Liberty are not playing like a championship caliber team. They've had a lot of injuries though, so they could very easily, once they get people back, be right back to where they left off. They got to find that rhythm, but be right back to where they were a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the Liberty and where they finish, because if the season ended right now, they'd be 5th. I'm not trying to play them in the first round. I'm that 4th-seeded team. I'm not happy about that.
Pissed, actually.
Then I'm looking at, as I said before, the 6, 7, 8 slots. If, let's say, the Indiana Fever get Caitlin back, and let's say they end up finishing 8th. It's all a big, up in the air. Now you're Minnesota and you got to play against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever in the first round.
Don't love it.
Don't love it either. I mean, listen, at the
Don't
end of the
love it.
day, the truth is, no matter who you are, what seed you are, if you're trying to win a championship, at some point you got to go through the best. So it is what it is. But, sometimes you wouldn't mind skipping the best until the later rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have my eye on those two things as we head in to the final couple weeks. Okay, Megan. Next, moving on to some soccer. Are you going to tell Alyssa that we're really mad she didn't tell us about the Chelsea transfer? Or
Unbelievable. Chelsea coming for another American star. I'm upset by it. I'm upset mostly at Alyssa that she didn't tell us any of this on our last podcast. Alyssa? I'm going to speak directly to camera, indirectly to you. We had you on for a whole 45 minutes, and you say shit about this? Not even off camera? Unbelievable. If this goes through, we're having you back on.
Now we know she can keep a secret.
Yeah, I know. And we're going to talk all about it. Unbelievable.
All right. So what is going on? Break this down.
Well, I mean, nothing is done as of Tuesday, September 2nd. Nothing is done, but it seems imminent. She sat out of her last NWSL game because the transfer is on the table. Obviously, everybody protecting their assets there, asset being Alyssa. It seems like from reporting, both in The Guardian last week and from the Times, The Athletic this week, that personal wages are just being worked out. It's not looking great for Angel City. It really is not. I mean, if this happens, which, if I had to put money on it, it seems like that is what is going to happen. For all of those who don't even know what I'm talking about, her transfer to Chelsea, which is definitely going to be somewhere in the £1 million range, $1 million range, something like that.
What is the pound, dollar?
Pound, dollar, euros, I just feel like when you're in Europe, you use euros or pounds. I don't know. It says, who will be the next £1 million transfer? I'm just reading the words. So,
God, you're like Ron Burgundy all the time. People don't realize.
It'll be.
Could write anything in here.
Yeah, no, seriously. It'll be big, no matter what. And she'll be very expensive, as she should be. I think it's a little bit of alarm bells. I mean, I don't want to be an alarmist, but I think we should start dinging. I think we should start dinging some bells. I mean, particularly for Angel City to lose your best player, your homegrown player, and a player who is playing with her little sister, Giselle. Presumably she's happy there. And this is it's going to take a lot to rip her out of LA.
My first thought is Giselle going. Because it sounded like Alyssa and Giselle obviously are super tight, but kind of need each other.
Yeah.
That's a relationship that's allowed both of them, but really,
thrive.
Obviously, Alyssa to thrive.
Yeah.
I was like, is Giselle going?
So not good for Angel City FC to not be able to retain a homegrown talent like that. So that's a tough one, especially because they have a new coach. And he just got there, and presumably they're building towards something bigger. So that's tough. Also a little bit for the NWSL. I mean, not all the top talent is leaving, for sure, nor will it. I'm not afraid of that, and I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but some of the top talent is leaving, and we want none of it to leave. I was talking to someone who I will keep a secret.
A source?
I have a source who was just expressing to me that the NWSL seemed to be focused more on marketing individual players as a way to boost the whole league, and maybe the strategy needs to be the opposite, boosting the league, marketing through the teams in the league, and then yes, when a player breaks through, of course. But if all of your marketing is focused on individual players, i.e., and this is no one's fault, but Triple Espresso, Trin, Mal, and Soph have all been out for huge portions of this year. Obviously, Mal and Soph are on maternity leave, and Trin had a back injury, which she's now back from. Then it's if your best player gets injured, then all of a sudden, you have no marketing plan. And
was
I
it
think
Meg Linehan?
No, it wasn't Meg Linehan. No, you want to know the source? I'll tell you the
Ali
source.
Krieger?
No, I can't tell
Kelly
you.
O'Hara?
babe.
Sarah Spain.
You're gonna blow them. You're gonna blow their cover. Anyways, I thought it was a really
situation.
I thought it was a really
Get
interesting
you a trench coat.
I have a bunch of trench coats. I thought it was a really interesting point on the growth of the league because I do kind of feel, and we have just such an intimate experience with like the W versus the NWSL, and I think soccer in general has just always been more star driven. Part of it is because the league, I think especially early on, the league like needed the stars to bring attention to the league that we were playing in. The WNBA obviously has a much more mature platform and business that the players can really just plug into and then obviously be superstars from there.
Well, what I would add to that is in my WNBA experience, it takes time to build the fandom for teams. Like you need generations to start kicking in.
Yeah, agreed.
So it's I don't know, maybe the NWSL is at that point where they have some generational fandom, I guess. But it's hard to do that from the jump without the star player also. It has to be like both and.
Agreed. Both and.
Yeah.
I think that's the point, is the both and of like, promoting the teams and what the teams stand for and what the team's vibes are and the rivalries between the teams and promoting the league.
That takes time is what I'm saying. Rivalries especially.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah,
and I think we're
I do agree with you.
We're at that
just kind of adding that
time.
Okay.
Where maybe it's a little too risky to have so much promotional responsibility on players if they move teams, if they get hurt, if they're going overseas, whatever it is. So anyways, I mean, we'll know. Yeah, we'll probably know by the time this pod drops in a couple of days. But I would be sad to see Alyssa go. She's obviously one of the best and brightest young NWSL talent. And honestly, I'm sure the players that are over there in Europe already are seemingly having a grand old time, from Naomi to Emily Fox, Kat Macario, and others. Obviously, Lindsay Horan's played overseas for a long time. Y'all need to stop singing these praises, okay? But yeah, I mean, she would be joining some of her national team teammates, and I do think it's easier for players to play overseas than it was in my era, in my generation. And I think we're seeing players make choices that they want to, not feeling restricted by anything. But tough one for Angel City FC.
Support for A Touch More comes from Icy Hot. You're resilient. That's how you've gotten through even the most grueling workouts. You keep pushing no matter what comes your way. So the last thing you want are those post-workout pains that hold you back from tackling your next one. But with the right treatment, you can address your aches and injuries and make your comeback. All it takes is a mixture of cooling and warming sensations, plus targeted pain relief. And that's exactly what the Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm offers. It's a round, solid balm made with an easy grip design, so you can work it directly onto the problem area. The massage combined with the Icy Hot formula makes for a powerful, fast-acting pain reliever to soothe your troublesome post-workout joint and muscle aches. The formula contains 2 maximum strength ingredients that target multiple pain receptors. And on top of that, it moisturizes the area with nourishing cocoa butter and avocado oil, leaving your skin feeling soft and hydrated. Don't let pain stand in your way. You've earned your comeback. And with Icy Hot, you're so back. Buy Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm online or at a retailer near you.
On to the intersection, Sue. This has been buzzing around a little bit. And I think, this has been sort of buzzing around in my mind. I think we've talked about it for sure. If it's buzzing around my mind, it probably came from your mind, and then you put it in my mind, and then I came with my own original Sue thought. There was an article, awfulannouncing.com. Where's the buzz for Paige Bueckers? And its premise really is like, why isn't Paige, probably what people think is, why isn't she as popular as Caitlin? Caitlin was a bit of just like a shooting star. And so it's hard to say all the factors that go into it. But do you think Paige should be more popular? What do you think is contributing
I think Paige is really
to this?
popular.
I think she's really popular too, but like in a different
No, I think it's
kind
specific.
of way.
I think based on like my consumption, the way I consume sports, what I would say that I'm noticing that's lacking for not just Paige, honestly, everyone in the WNBA, including Caitlin, I know she's not playing right now, but really WNBA in general, is on the major networks that cover the league. there's another article that was written in the New York Times about Sophie Cunningham where it even says it goes to, I think, the ESPN homepage. And there's all these articles about men's sports, and then there's one WNBA article, which happened to be about Sophie. It's like, where is the more? We have now earned more.
Yeah.
So we all know there's like the media coverage pie that we only had 4% at one point. Now it's up to 15, 16%, which is great. And now it's like we're all wanting more. We're wanting to be 20%, 25%, and so on. And I think where Paige is getting lost is that, because you bring up Caitlin's like shooting star, whatever we're calling it, which really was. It was special what Caitlin had going over the course of her last
sensational, really.
2 college seasons into the WNBA was so different. And I think at times when people say Paige should have more, they think that means taking away from Caitlin. And it doesn't. It doesn't. Caitlin deserves everything she gets. I feel like we've said this so many times on this pod. And Paige deserves more. And Angel Reese deserves more. And Asia and Fee and the WNBA deserves more. And I think specific to Paige, I was talking about this with Ryan actually, you might argue her popularity and the people that are fans of her has been underrated, which shocks me. To underrate that shocks me, because I've already said this publicly. Paige Bueckers coming out of high school, I knew, you know this, I knew that women's basketball was in a different place because of her popularity coming out of high school. And that went with her to UConn, and she had crazy popularity, and then she got injured. And then you didn't really hear from her for a little bit. You didn't see her play for a little bit. Caitlin comes along, and it kind of changes, I don't know if I'd call it that dynamic, but it kind of changes things, again, rightfully so. And I think people forgot how popular and how engaging Paige is and how people are drawn to her. And that has definitely been underrated and not used or utilized. But then I think circling back, it goes to this like media coverage pie and how we don't have enough. We don't have enough.
Yeah.
She should be followed and covered in a way that is similar to what we saw with Caitlin, because that's how popular she is.
Yeah.
It's not to compare them, and it's not to diminish Caitlin. That's not what it's about.
Right.
It's just about talking about Paige. I think it was undervalued, underrated.
Yeah, and she's having an extraordinary year.
Yeah.
I mean, she's having one of the best
I haven't even gotten to
WNBA
basketball
rookie
yet.
years of all time. What I find that is lacking, and I don't do this often, but I'm going to compare the men's and the women's side. Like men's sports, the infrastructure of the machine that is men's sports is already just like tuned up to the max, such that if Cooper Flagg has the type of year that Caitlin's having, he gets plugged into this ginormous rocket ship and boom, he's gonna be everywhere. Whereas for women, not only do you have to be having this type of year, because it's not like nobody's talking about Paige, not only do you have to be having this type of year, you also have to like somehow catch the lightning in the bottle and catch the jet stream and get the fairy dust and the star dust and be put on a rocket ship of your own. So you got to you have to just catch the like cosmos in a certain place, and on top of it, have something so extraordinary. I think Caitlin's a great example of that. And also her on the court play, and so many other women like have what it takes on the court. If they were plugged into the machine, or if we had a machine in women's sports that was similar to the men's, then that could just like plug in the great players and, ergo stardom. So that's what I want to continue. And that's exactly what you're saying. That's why I want to continue to see more building out that infrastructure of the media landscape and media rocket ship that is around women's sports, so that we don't have to have this extraordinary year and still be wondering, like, is Paige Bueckers like under talked about? That's insane.
Yeah. The other thing I would add to that is Paige had a 44-point game, and even Plies, the rapper, huge South Carolina fan, huge women's basketball fan, he goes on Twitter and he's like, yo, why aren't you guys covering this? Like, clearly it wasn't talked about. Why, right? And that's kind of what I was talking about with this media pie. And the other part is the WNBA has proved it with the attendance. Like, the eyeballs are there. There's so much that's being proved. And why don't we have a machine being built?
Yeah.
So to your point with the machine, where's the machine being built? And that's where it's disappointing to specific to Paige and her popularity, to have it overlooked in that way. You could have plugged her right in and it would have
kaboomed. The same way we've seen, things kaboom with Caitlyn, or to your point, with other male athletes. I also think to kind of add on to this, there is this whole attention economy that we live in.
Yes.
And it is a big part. And I think it plays a role. And there are people that are going to get attention in this attention economy that might not always have to do with their play on the court. But when somebody has both, I don't get the miss there. Caitlyn has both. Wasn't missed. Paige has both. Why are we missing it? There's other players that have both. And that's where it's like, because I get attention. Oh, if someone doesn't grab your attention, I'm like, no. That argument doesn't fly.
Yeah,
to me, that's used.
it.
And then that's where I'm circling back to just using this attendance number that the 2025 season has broken. Clearly, people are paying attention. They're spending money to go to games.
Yeah.
So why aren't the systems, as you said, the machines being built?
Yeah. I mean, stardom is such a funny little thing.
Well, there's so many components
Who
to
is
it.
and who isn't. Yeah, and especially
So many
for
components.
women, but also to your point about the attention economy, like what gets talked about is what gets talked about, is what gets promoted, is what gets promoted. Like it's algorithmic, obviously. And so like where is, again, to our machine point, like for now, for forever, as long as the algorithm exists, like Caitlin Clark will be talked about and then heard about and then talked about because she's talked about and then heard about because she's already in the ecosystem. It's like, when the president tweets or when someone, I don't even know who's like the most popular, when the Kardashians put something out, whatever. Like
she's like crossed the line.
She's crossed the line.
Like,
She's
imaginary line.
Yeah.
She's on the other side.
The algorithm
for sure.
loves to see her coming, right? So it's like, where is that moment for women's sports where we like have a big enough thing, machine, media landscape, who's actually building that, and like, can we keep the crazy out of it? But that too is like, it's like almost like Paige Bueckers isn't in the algorithm enough to like get promoted in the ways that like the attention economy wants. And so then it's only going to get talked about every so often. Because I agree with her game, with her 44-point game. I mean, that was like arguably one of the best, most efficient games anyone has played ever.
Yeah.
Like in all of
She shot
basketball
80%.
for all of time.
Yeah.
So that should have been talked about and broken down, and we need a sports science, and we need
And
like
it was
a
all,
two-part
what's
series
interesting
on
about it?
ESPN and whatever it is.
You know what's interesting about it? Because I talked about this on Bird's Eye View. I think she only shot 4 3-pointers. And I think she shot like, I forget, 17, 20 shots. So that's a lot of shots in the mid-range. Some of them were layups. And I can't remember the exact numbers, but we're talking 5, 6 of those things were in the mid-range. You're telling me if that didn't happen, if an NBA player shot 80%, scored 44 points, and only hit 4, and only 4 of them were from the 3-point line, we wouldn't be having a whole conversation about analytics, and Daryl Morey would be on the phone.
I was just
Shout out
gonna say,
Jess Gelman. They'd all be in there talking
Daryl
about
Morey would be brought on and put on public trial
How is this possible?
on ESPN. Everything you said is wrong.
it. The mid-range
That's so
is back,
funny.
baby.
We had a
mid-range
mind
is
meld
back.
there about
No, I think you
Daryl.
make
Hi,
a
Daryl.
great... And Jess. Jess is a...
Hi, Daryl. Hi, Jess.
Longtime listener.
Yeah.
No, it's a great point. I think the machine is really... We're both saying, honestly, this happens to us all the time.
Look
We
at
argue
us.
about some shit, and we're actually saying the same thing.
We're saying
The machine is still not ready.
Yeah.
The machine is still not ready. It's
Yeah.
not, it's not about Nikki. This is really what I want to say. The machine is still not ready for all this popularity, for the kabooms. And it's not about, it needs to be less about nitpicking this player, that player.
Yeah.
She plays well. She's only popular because of this. She's only popular. Enough. Build the machine and everybody gets some.
Mic drop. Tough. That's me dropping my
I
mic.
missed it.
You know what I've had enough of? In this edition of Bicker of the Week,
Oh, no.
I've had enough of people twisting the morning coffee conversation from its original genesis.
Nobody cares about the after. We were talking about the before.
I don't care about your teeth health. I don't care about plaque. I don't care about acidity. What I'm saying is you're gross if you brush your teeth after
No, what you're saying is
having
this.
your morning coffee.
You either drink minty coffee, which isn't a thing. The mint goes away, or you're drinking funky coffee. I don't know if that goes away.
I think coffee and mint go great together.
Actually, we just
Anyways.
went to Phil's recently, and they have like a mint mojito coffee that was phenomenal.
People love
Wow, I was blown away.
Phil's.
I was kind of side-eyeing it. I was blown away.
I had a
So,
chai
yeah.
and it was really good. Yeah, it probably had 12 pounds of sugar in it. That's why it was so good.
Call 1-833-A-TOUCH-8 if you have an opinion on if you brush your teeth before you drink coffee. That's it. That's it. Not, I went to my dentist and if
Yeah.
you wait 30 minutes, which is actually what I did ask my dentist recently, and that's what she said. And I was like, Dr. P.
Good to know.
Dr.
Good to
P.
know.
But what do you do before? Does it matter what you do before? And she was like, no, not really.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. She goes, I brush. My dentist brush. Sis. So I feel good about that.
Anyways.
Just a touch more, a little bit. Just a touch more.
Yeah.
Moving on to a touch more. Sue, what do you have a touch more for today?
I have a touch more time for my girl, Kelsey Plum, AKA Plum Dog. Recently, and I don't know when this interview was from. She's in like a weird jersey. So I'm like, this wasn't at an LA Sparks practice. So was this yesterday? Was this, 5 months ago? She goes on to say how she doesn't like the nickname Plum Dog, which if you don't like your nickname,
Well, that was
Totally fine.
that was news to everyone, Kelsey.
yeah, it was news to everyone. Yeah. No, I
you.
get it. There's definitely times where I'm sure you've had people say things and you're like, well, that doesn't really vibe. So you're totally down to pick your own nickname. But Plum, why'd you name your thing Dog Class?
Yeah.
What is it? What am I trying to say?
Maybe she just doesn't like it now. She's outgrown it,
Yeah.
which I can understand.
Yeah. No, I think,
But you have been seen barking at games.
No, she has not.
Yes, one time she did.
Really? One time?
Yeah.
When?
I don't know.
Did you make that up? I don't think I've ever seen
She can
Plum
call
bark.
in and fact check.
I get Plum's point though. Plum and I had a lengthy conversation on Bird's Eye View, and I do think
It
at
was so good.
times you can get when you like are excellent at certain areas of the game, you can almost get it's almost forgotten that you could do other stuff well.
Yes.
So because she is a dog and does compete,
Yes.
you don't talk about other parts of her game,
Yeah.
and so that part I do get. So maybe that's why she doesn't like the nickname Plum Dog.
And
But yeah,
honestly,
you named your thing Dog Class.
people talk about her competitiveness and her being a dog as if like that shouldn't be what everybody is. Like that's actually an indictment on everybody else. It's a great quality of hers. But the
Good
way
point.
people talk about it, I'm like, well, aren't you trying your hardest all the time? No? Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
Listen.
But yeah, I thought
I get it.
honestly, Plum's the best. That interview was so funny. The minute I clicked on it, I was like, this is gonna be LOLs. And it was.
So good. I love Kelsey so much. Just a freaking star. Gosh, so good.
All right, what do you got to touch more time for?
I have a touch more time for just a quick couple of topics. Trump officials threatened to pull Denver school funding over gender-neutral bathrooms, and I was just wondering if they're going to cancel every single flight in the entire world. But I guess maybe their jurisdiction is in the United
Ooh.
States because those are also gender-neutral bathrooms.
Good one.
So get back to us on that. I definitely have a lot more time for Paige Bueckers and Cheryl Reeve, both commenting on yet another tragedy, another shooting. This is just so sad and unfortunately commonplace here in the U.S. Paige Bueckers urged for stricter gun laws. Cheryl Reeve criticizes inaction. I also saw in one of the games Cheryl was wearing the orange shirt that the WNBA was in collaboration with stricter gun laws and in supporting just some common sense anything around guns. But I just appreciate them using their voice and continuing to use their platforms to talk about this, and obviously just sending our love. And it's like, what do you even say to these families in Minnesota who experienced this? But I appreciate these two using their voice to call action to it. That's it for our show today, Sue. See you next week. Support for A Touch More comes from Icy Hot. You get things done, and the last thing you need is to put everything on hold for your aches to go away. You can make your comeback now with Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm. It contains 2 maximum strength ingredients that target multiple pain receptors, so you can experience instant relief post-workout. Ice works fast, and heat makes it last. You no longer need to let pain stand between you and your goals. Just massage the Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm directly onto your troublesome aches, and boom, you're so back. Buy Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm online or at a retailer near you.
Thanks to Google Pixel for their support. If you're tired of settling for the same old phone, it might be time to switch to the Google Pixel 10. It's got the time-saving Magic Cue, which gets you the right info when you need it, a built-in camera coach that helps guide you on how to take the best pic, and the ability to generate videos of pretty much anything you can imagine with Gemini. Head to the Google Store now to learn more about how Google Pixel never settles.